Hello, friend. In the part 1, we have discussed regarding the large sample test, which is mainly used when we want to compare the two large sample mean with the hypothetical mean or two large sample with the population mean. Now there we have seen that the condition for application of large sample Z test is the sample size should be more than 30. Now when the sample size is less than 30, then the another test of significance should be used, that is known as the small sample test, which is known as t-test, which was given by student in 1908. So this small sample test is especially used when the standard deviation is not known and it estimate, that is the S, is to be calculated. So as I told, this distribution was introduced by W.S. Gossett in the name of student in 1908, and this T is the ratio of the deviation between sample mean and hypothetical mean to the standard error of mean estimated from the small sample. And as I told, the small sample means the sample size, that is the small n, is less than 30. So here we take the ratio between sample mean and the hypothetical mean to its standard error. Now before we go for the t-test, like z-test, certain conditions are to be satisfied. The first condition is the data should follow normal distribution and the sample should be small, that is the n should be less than 30, and also a standard deviation which is required to work out the standard error, that should be estimated from the sample. Now before we go for its calculation part, let us see different application or the uses of this t-test. The first use is the comparing the sample mean with the hypothetical mean or the population mean. That means if you have a sample less than 30 and you have worked out the estimated mean, for example, you have the height of 30 students which you have calculated as x bar, and you are assuming that the height of the second semester students is around 5 feet 6 each. So the estimated mean and the hypothetical mean, when we want to compare, we can go for the t-test. Now this second use is the comparison of two sample mean. Instead of one sample, you have sample of n1 and n2 size for the same population drawn independently, and then if at all you want to compare when the number of observations for both the samples are not equal and equal, and then the third condition is when the observations are related, that is the paired observation. In that situation also we use the small sample t-test. The third application, that is the comparison of the regression coefficient of sample with the hypothetical or the population regression coefficient. This particular topic we will be discussing later on. At that time we will see how the regression coefficient can be tested by t-test. Similarly, the correlation coefficient, that is the part which we have to discuss after this, and there also we apply the t-test to compare the correlation coefficient. Now this t distribution, as I told, it was introduced by W.S. Gossett. It has certain properties like our normal distribution. The first characteristics is it is the exact distribution, it is not an approximate distribution. That means it has a specific shape, just like normal distribution. Its value, when we calculate, it is ranges between minus infinity to infinity, and it is a symmetrical distribution. That means the shape is symmetrical. It is flatter than the normal distribution. That means the height of this distribution is less as compared to the normal distribution, and that is why the coefficient of kurtosis value, which is normally used to work out the height of the distribution, this value is less than 30. And the fifth characteristic is, as you go on increasing the sample size, this distribution approaches to normal distribution. And the important thing is, if at all we want to refer the t table, there is a need of there is a need of degrees of freedom to find out the probability value from the table. So these are the example of two sample independent t-test. Here you can see that we have about 15 sample of different farmers where they have grown the local variety and the improved variety. Now we want to test whether is there any significant difference between the performance of the local variety with the improved variety or not. So that's why we set the hypothesis H naught mu1 equal to mu2, that is mean yield of both the varieties are the same against the alternative that at least one is different. So as per the procedure, first of all you have to work out the mean of both the group, that is x bar and y bar. Here you can see that these are the value of the mean performance of the local variety and the improved variety. Now you find there is a difference, but whether statistically it is difference or not, that has to be confirmed, and for that we need the value of standard error of mean, difference of mean in case of two sample t. So we work out the variance for both the group, and then we work out the pooled variance, and finally we work out the standard error of difference of mean. And then you can see the value of t, that is x bar minus y bar divided by its standard error of mean of difference. The ratio comes out to be 6.01. Now here in case of Z test we have the direct value 1.96. Here you have to refer the t table. For that you require the degrees of freedom, that is n1 plus n2 minus 2, that is 15 plus 15 minus 2, that is 28 degree. The tabular value is 2.048. Now here you can see that the ratio is greater than the table value. That means the difference, observed difference between the two varieties is considered to be statistically significant at 5% level of significance. That means there is a significant difference between the two varietal performance. And this is the t table. You can see that on one column the degrees of freedom is given, in the second and third column the different level of significance 5% and 1% are given. There you have to refer with the 28, you can see that it is 2.05, that is the 5% and level 5% level, and at 1% it is 2.76. So this way you can conclude the result for the problem which is given. Here you can see that finally we have concluded that both the population are not same. Variety V2 is significantly superior than the local variety V1. Now this is the case when we have a related observation, especially when the two simultaneous observation is recorded on the individual. Suppose you have been given two tests for the same subject, and your performance is to be evaluated for 10 students who have appeared for the exams of STAT 1.1 in the first test as well as in the second test. Similarly, here you can see that the example is given for the farmers who have been given the training, and before training and after training what is their performance. So the farmers number 1 before training the score was 10, after giving the training when the performance was evaluated it is 17. So you can see that these two observations are related because they are been recorded on the same individual. So if this is the situation, the samples are considered to be dependent, and for dependent sample we apply paired t-test, and there the hypothesis you can see it is difference what we have set for the two sample independent test. Here mu d is equal to 0, that means the average difference between the two related observations is considered to be 0, against that it is not equal to 0. Then we fix the level of significance as usual 5%. Then you have to work out the difference between the two related observations, what we call the small d, that is y minus x, and then you have to make a square of that difference. So here you can see that the values have been worked out, the difference, then the squares are been calculated. Finally the sum for di as well as di square is calculated. So we have to first of all work out the average difference, that is sigma di divided by n. You can say it is 6.3, and then we have to work out the standard error for which you require the variance of difference that is been calculated, and this is the standard error of difference that comes out to be 0.063. And then you can see the value of t, that is d bar divided by sd bar. The values comes out to be 9.95. Here also you can refer the t table. There are 10 related observations, so the degrees of freedom is n minus 1, it is 9. So value is 2.262, and the calculated value is naturally larger than the tabular value. So we reject the hypothesis. And that means the conclusion which we can draw is that by giving the training, there is a improvement in the performance of the farmers as far as the agricultural practices is concerned. Now see, one more topic at the end of this testing of hypothesis for the parametric Z and T is the confidence limit. Now this confidence limit, normally it is a parametric value where its characteristics are not known but their estimates are obtained from the sample. So they are known as the point estimate. So if you have an interval value between two boundaries, what we called, then the limit of this range, which we normally known as the confidence limit, if our estimated value falls within these two boundaries, then we can definitely say whether the difference is considered to be significant or not. So for that, we have to calculate certain things. For example, if you have a large sample, you can work out the lower limit and upper limit using this formula, that is x bar minus z alpha into sx bar, what we call the L1, that is lower limit, and upper limit as the L2, where we add the value of multiplication of z alpha into sx bar. So if our estimated value is within this L1 and L2, we can say that the sample for which we are dealing, it is coming from the same population. Similarly, if the difference is to be calculated, there also you can work out the lower limit and upper limit. Similarly, for the small sample, you can work out only thing that you have to use the degrees of freedom concept here, and similarly for the two sample. So that's all about the t-test. Thank you.